Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have another 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1, also known as the Red Team in the Northeast, and ending with Team 2, also known as the Blue Team in the Southwest. Starting off with Team 1's kind of more isolated player, but not by that much in the South here, and we'll work our way northward. We have in Ruby Red, Team 1's Drimmer. He is a 2176 rated player. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall by a decent margin. So it is going to be definitely a focus of attention going on for him from Team 2's perspective to target him and taking him out earlier, the better. To the north here we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Habibi. He is a Cybran for this match in Chevy Crimson as a 1371. Rated into his west, the other double-named player in this game, it is the orange player of Gava Gava as a Seraphim as an 1124 rated. Don't know what's fun to say, Habibi or Gava Gava. They both sound fun to say. Anyway, which means Team 1's lineup is 2 Cybrans and a Seraphim. No UEF, no Aeon for Team 1. Starting off with Team 1's a little bit more isolated player. In the north, we have in Stitch Blue, Taffy. He is a UEF for this match as a 1782 rated player. He's the highest rated player on Team 2. To his south, coming up on behind him, we have Umbra. He is a UEF as well in Royal Blue as a 1 point off of 1700, 1699 rated player. And to his east we have in Amethyst Purple, it is the Doctor. He is a Cybran. He is a 1329 rated. I wonder if he watches Doctor Who or not. Anyway, so for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 UEF and 1 Cybran. No Aeon and no Seraphim for Team 2. Team 1 lacks Aeon and UEF, which means for the entirety of this match there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those Lords of the Princess. Hopefully you enjoyed the game nonetheless. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 72,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it just a little bit shy of 5,000 mass per player. And it's not all in the middle of the map, but it's a high portion of it in the middle of the map. There's a couple on the 4 cardinal directions and then kind of spread out from there. But there are a couple of ponds for our players to hide in, as well as some mexes. There's not as much as you would maybe like to see on a game like this, but there is a quad mex position for Team 2 in the west, and that's for Team 1 side of the map is what I'm going to say. There is a twin mex in the north here, also for Taffy in the east, Trimex position, and we'll call that another Trimex position, and a 5-star mech-ish. It's definitely a quad with a kind of a lonely little cousin or whatever on that eastern side. A couple of mechs dotted in the kind of behind the middle of the map, but very similar to a game, almost a week ago, where the middle of the map, or maybe it was Monday, I kind of forget, sometimes the videos run together, just a shotgun blast and nonsense in the middle of the map. There's a little bit of more land in this game than there was in that one. There's also a lot less players as well, so maybe we'll see somebody dip their toes in Navy, small pond, big boat kind of thing, but I don't really expect to see that just because it's not really that effective, especially on the western side where Team 2 already has control of this western side, and they've already grabbed that Trimex position. Team 1's Gava Gava going for a gun upgrade on board because he's facing a 2v1 scenario and desperately needs that firepower on board. In the east, we have Drimmer heading southward, and then possibly Habibi moving into assist as well. TQ land started for Taffy. First com-on-com action soon to happen. Once the gun is done, that's definitely going to be the first com-on-com action. No one else is close enough to engage. Team 1 Selen nearby for Gava Gava, just trying to take out those mexes, and Gava Gava will finish that upgrade, and the first com-on-com action will occur here shortly. And with that speed and range upgrade on board, outputting double the damage and a decent chunk of more range, Umbra is on the not good end in terms of damage. Again, 2,000 additional hit point, not 2,000, he's spanking Cybran. Was that 500? So 500 additional hit points. You can see that shift is already happening. already falling pretty quickly, and this is at +1 speed just to get the early expansions and whatnot out of the way. You see a couple of units inbound for Umbra, actually not Umbra, but for Taffy to help assist his teammate of Umbra, trying to push Gava Gava back. We'll get a little bit of efficiency for him, probably going to get close to 1 star, if not very, very close. And that's going to, again, kind of keep Team 2 at bay. But Team 2 has claimed the western edge of the map. Team 1 has claimed the eastern side of the match. I wish it was the other way around, because I like to have my numbers going from left to right ascending, not right to left. But that's just, you know, just like how I do things. Anyway, in the south, Team 1's Drimmer. See, I'm already doing it. Going for a gun upgrade, but he's sending his forces in. Torpedo canceled for Doctor. Going for T2. No, actually going for gun instead. A couple of forces just having some conversations about which color scheme is better. Some of them taking lethal action. Not legal, lethal action. And that's going to just kind of tie up some forces a little bit. Team 2 is going to win that fight, but again, lots of territory for those Team 1 units to cross, so by the time they get really anywhere near, the gun upgrade is going to be done, maybe the stealth upgrade is going to be done, and it's going to be fine here for Drimmer. Again, I'm kind of surprised that Team 2 didn't send another player over here to the east to assist trying to kick out Drimmer. They sent it both northward, which, I mean, they're going to attack, quote-unquote, a weaker front, but there is a second player inbound for Team 1, so not really at this point. Gava Gava going for some more facilities on the front line to get maybe a little bit of reclaim, getting some spam online. Team 2 does have T2 land online, so maybe we'll see hover, maybe we'll see just some straight pillars. And there are some avenues into the middle of Team 1's bases. Not this position, but it's only right about here. So getting into the main territory is probably going to take a nice little hop, skip, and a jump on a transport. In the east, again, we see the forces still not fully pushing in. They probably could actually kick Drimmer out, or at least tried it, but he has T2 now online. He's going for more tickle cannons to secure that side of the map. I'm surprised not seeing units trying to traverse the western side of this pond here, but again, like I said, I think the Doctor's playing it very cautiously, especially with a player like Drimmer who knows what he's doing. Most definitely. I mean, he's 2176 for a reason, basing off, at least in this case, with a 1323. So not 1,000 point difference, but it's 800, 850 point difference. That's a huge difference. Gava Gava in the north is underneath some Team 1 bombardment, but does have some units to push back. Going for an upgrade, going for, looks like it's going to be T2, or even regen. He could be going for regen aura, but I think, yeah, it's going to be T2. T2 would definitely be more beneficial in this regard, because there's not that many units at his disposal, and there's also 2 main avenues of land attack, so you could easily just post up essentially right here at the tip of this little mountain range thingamajig, and just have a nice little, essentially, arc around all this engagement. We do see triads being built here for Umbra on this nice little beachside property, but I think somebody's not going to like that here shortly. T2 is online, no gun. Taffy has gun and T2, so 2 T2 comms with 1 gun. Going to obviously put Team 2's engineering prowess just a little bit ahead of Team 1's in that regard. Southeastern corner of the map, another attempt by Drimmer, but that's going to get stopped by Team 2. And a couple of civilian forces hanging out. Didn't even mention those. Didn't realize there's just random mantis here. Those probably can be captured. Are they worth being captured? Absolutely not, because they're Team 1 mantis. If they were maybe Titans or something, that'd be a different story, but not that unit. And I'm trying to find a game that's worthy of casting on that map where you can capture Titans. I did that like 1 hour, 45-minute video or whatever on that. I think it was maybe it was 1 hour and a half. Anyway, I really like that map. It's a fun map. It's kind of a nice dual gap alternative, essentially. But I just need to find a good game, which I just haven't had one or found one in a while. So hopefully at one point I will find one and cast it. So if anybody has a video, I don't remember what the name of the map is called, but it's kind of in the shape of like you've seen Man of Steel, Superman movie, those like very thin ships that essentially pulsate the ground and kind of cause damage across the world. Essentially, Superman flies out up from underneath one and just breaks it apart. It's kind of the shape of that in the water. Anyway, Strat Bomber online here for Team 1 while I talk about random maps and whatnot. Not been given orders to engage. Definitely not worth going after some Team 1. Actually, those are T2 units, but not really going after those. We do see in the south, the Drimmer still pushing in. No real worries there as of right now. Going to actually recon the facility and then get a little bit of mass out of it. He's making a little bit more play. He's attacking now on the northern side of that engagement. He's trying to draw the draw the forces away to stop Drimmer's advancement and go after those forces. And at least push him in the water at a minimum. He has Nano and T2. Doesn't have guns, surprisingly enough. Only has T2 and T2 and Nano. That Strat Bomber's still not doing a whole lot. Again, going after a couple of the units, it's fine, but Team 2 definitely knows about it. I feel like using it on this position probably would be better to provoke some sort of air engagement from Team 2. We see the Firebase Wars have essentially started to materialize. A missile is outbound. It's going to hit. It's going to hit a T2 mix, and it is not going to feel good. There goes the T2 mix. Not fully ringed, but still, that is 6+ mass a second that he's losing out on. Another missile outbound needs to get Team D online. Does have Team D right here, and it does shoot the missile down. So good to see him countering that sooner rather than later. Still, the attack is brewing here for Team 1. He has the advantage now. Gun and stealth online for Doctor. We'll see if that comes into play here shortly. Radar system's going to go down, and then it's going to be blinded on the right side of the map. Strat Bomber over the top here for Team 1's Habibi going after another set of mexes. Grabs both of them. Nice grab there. The Bomber is taken out. There will be mass for Team 2, but at least at a minimum 2 mexes taken out, which is, of course, better than nothing. And it looks like even more mexes taken out up here. So 2 there, 1 there, 5 mexes. That's definitely worth the cost of a T3 Strat Bomber. So it's good to always see that to pay for itself and then some. T2 spam missiles online. Taffy deploying some T2 artillery to counter it. We see Umbra going for, it looks like TMD. At least more TMD. So one player building offensive tools, one player being more defensive. Love to see that. Taffy, of course, is also the air player, so he's probably a little bit distracted with concentrating on air expansionary efforts. Drimmer has now secured over half of the pond on the eastern side of the map. And again, trying to box the Doctor into the same position that Gava's in, essentially. That's probably his goal right now. We'll see if it ends up occurring, but, you know, at a minimum, he's at least pushed him back a little bit. Mass is... it is favoring Team 2, but, you know, 15, 20 mass a second isn't really anything to cry or write home about. So it's nice to see it's roughly being the same. And we see dead mexes on both sides of the map, so that's kind of attributing a little bit to Team 1 being a tiny smidgen behind. There's 2 mexes here. There's another max here, so it does add up. And the TMD is able to withstand the missile bombardment. We see T2 artillery now being built for Gava, so it's just going to be a just war to the bottom in that point of who can build more stuff before their opponent at that point. Is there going to be another Strat Bomber? Yes, there is. Outbound from Habibi. ASFs are called in. I think Team 1 wins that. Team 2 wins that. Apologies. Strat Bomber stops for a brief moment. Not the best idea there. And does get away. And Team 1 will lose more of their ASFs. That's not great. I do love seeing Strat Bombers running around, but in a position like that, if you're only going to kill 1 or 2 units or even just 1 mech, unless it's a T3 mech, it's not really worth it. So another missile outbound going after another T2 mech, speaking of which. That's going to be a little annoying. But there's already engineers here, so they can reclaim or just rebuild. Gava getting even more missile launchers and T2 artillery online. We do see Taffy has fallen back a little bit, but he's still nearby, so it's not completely out of the fight just yet. In the east, again, kind of a similar position happening. Both teams kind of staying very, not standoffish, but very conservative in their efforts to push in. They don't want to push too far forward and overextend, but they don't want to sit and do nothing. So they just do either just enough to keep their opponent at bay or just enough to push in just a tiny bit and make just slow amounts of progress. A couple of bricks, though. That's going to change things up a little bit in the south, but there are some loyalists online here for the Doctor. Love to see those. Those EMP weapons are very annoying to deal with. And once the loyalists come into range, they should EMP the bricks. Maybe they're immune to EMPs. I thought they weren't. Maybe not. Maybe they are immune to EMPs. Anyway, I know Percy's are not immune. And Othams aren't immune. And Harbingers, I think, are. I'm not 100% on that. But it looked like bricks were just not going to be EMP'd. Shields are still kind of holding, sort of, kind of. But the first shield was taken offline. Missile Command is having a sale on missiles, and everyone's just chomping at the bit to just buy a whole stack of them. Bomber inbound. Does drop a payload. Will weaken a decent chunk of the shields. Umbra's on an upgrade, so he's probably going for a gun, I would surmise. And Ilshis are inbound. Umbra does finish his gun upgrade, which is going to help out immensely. And we do see Taffy over here to assist. But unfortunately, the frontline position is gone. There's no coming back from that. There's too much firepower from Gava Gava to keep that position on lock. And Strat Bomber solidifies that by taking out the last T2 artillery piece. Bomber's almost knocked out, and ASFs aren't even needed. Taken out by AA nearby. So that's another dead bomber. Is there another one? There's already another one stacked up for Habibi. In the east. Again, it looks like Team 2's Amethyst Purple player of the Doctor getting a little bit more resurgence and pushing back Drimmer. But Drimmer has gone for Navy, so we'll see if he deploys his Salems or not. It's at T2 Navy, so, and he is producing some Salems, so that probably is going to be on the cards. I don't blame him. He probably wishes he had Seraphim or UEF tech at his disposal. He does have Seraphim technically from Gava Gava, but needs to build a T2 Seraphim headquarters to get that cruiser missile tech. Gava Gava still holding position here. Team 2 does not want to approach, and I don't blame him. And at 22.5 minutes, Team 1 and Team 2 have not lost a player, so everybody made it past 20 minutes. Love to see that. Team 1 sitting at 550, 560 mass income. Team 2 almost 100 mass ahead at 640. So it's kind of... It is starting to favor Team 2 in that regard, but it's not that far ahead. Tactical missile done here for Umbra, so he's going for more TAC missiles on board. But we'll see what happens towards the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Brick has now been dropped off by... Oh, it could have been walked over. Could have been. I highly doubt it, but it could have been walked over here. Another T2 mech is gone. That's 1, 2, 3. That's worth the brick cost and then some. T1 PD right next door. That's not in range. Going to take out that T2 mechs. And that brick will take out another T2 mechs. Wow, look at that. 5 dead mechs for 1 brick. I will take that deal any day of the week. Couple of bricks on the water, in the water, near the water. Going after the T2 naval headquarters. Bricks inbound from Drimmer. Mops that up quite nicely. The facility will stand. We see bricks coming inbound to just deal with all of the naval units here from Team 1's Drimmer. I don't see that Salem, which probably is that. Got killed off. Or that's just the same one. He's just building it for a while. Not going well here for Team... Oh, it's kind of going well, but there's T2 artillery nearby, which is not helping the situation. And, of course, are those missiles? No, that's still artillery. So, bricks inbound to help take out the T2 naval headquarters. Will they get it? Drimmer pops out of the water, kills off 2 bricks instantaneously due to his overcharge. Salem is done, but T2 headquarters is in the yellow, and there's still torpedoes circling around. T2 artillery, of course, still raining in once in a while. Speaking of T2 artillery, Percy's have been spotted, and T1 naval facilities have been spammed up. Looks like for engineer's sake. Going for missile, T2, and gun, so either upgrading to T3 or upgrading to Billy Nuke. And he's upgrading to T3. And then he's probably going to go T3, then Billy Nuke is probably going to be the trend line there. Brick still in the water for both teams now, and this frontline position is now being knocked out once again, so that naval facility will be safe for at least a little bit. In the north, air fight happens. Couple of whalers in the mix will help out a little bit, but not enough. Team 2 still retains air control. Lots of flak nearby, though, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some T3 AA being spammed up here shortly by Team 1. You see a couple of them inbound from Drimmer, but there's not as many as anybody would like. He's also getting some down here to just make sure nothing comes near his facilities. T2 air is online. Maybe we'll go for T3. Monkey has been started for Drimmer. No experimentals have been seen, at least by my eyes. There will be some at some point, of course, but I haven't seen any started for Team 2. That's a shield, not a nuke. I was kind of hopeful for a second, and then those hopes were dashed to pieces. Looks like Team 1's Drimmer is the only one building an experimental at this point. Another missile outbound. Like I said, surprising that Umbra does not go for Billy Nuke. Missile's going to hit the shield, so that's not going to work. Another missile outbound. Going to take out another mech. It's only T1, though. It is primed for a T2 upgrade, but it's just not been started yet. Lots of T1 forces up here to the north. Couple of Cougars, but again, nothing crazy. Umber finishes his T2 naval headquarters as well. He's going to produce, I would assume, those cruisers immediately, which he is. So that's going to be more missile command here now for Gava Gava. Gava Gava going for another going for more TMD actually. So he's going to try to counter that. Autumns are going to be pushing. No, that's not great for this position. There's a couple of Percys to the south that might be enough to slowly stop that push, and there's all that spam up there. So we'll see where that force ends up going. Of course, the artillery on board those naval vessels really keeping land units moving, and land structures kind of not there anymore. Monkey is done. He's going to send it across the water and call it a day there. The attack is commencing outbound from Gava Gava. We do see, the weaker forces engage first, and the Autumn's going to bring up the rear. Allow those Autumns to get even closer into range. Another cruiser is outbound. Is there going to be any destroyers built? I think it's just all going to be cruisers at this point. Looks like the spam forces, if I can talk correctly, inbound from Team 2 by Team 1. Team 2 bringing up some Percys. And Taffy is right there hanging out, and those that lightning tank denies that shield. Looks like the Autumns are like, oh, he's right here. Oh, we could just go for this. That'll be an idea. And both the comms of Taffy and Umbra are right here. One of them's in the water, one of them's not. One of them does get in the water, loses a lot of hit points very quickly, though. But the Percys were drawn in. That's the big thing. Not Percys, the Autumns were drawn in to the Percy sandwich that's happening. And those Autumns are now dead and gone. There's no hope of getting those back anytime soon. Air grid being expanded upon a little bit by Habibi, going for Monkey here shortly. No new experimentals here for Drimmer. Monkey is somewhere for him. Unless it went west, which is entirely possible. I don't see it over there. So where did it go? Is it already dead? There's no way it's already dead and reclaimed. Oh, nope, there it is, just staring at me in the face. This is going to crack the frontline defenses quite nicely, though, and Team 1's going to have a huge advantage. There is some T2 artillery being built, but it's probably too late. There are a decent amount of bricks here. With the added T2 artillery, that's obviously helping. Most of the bricks are already dead and gone. The brick's not focusing the monkey. That's always a bad choice. Gotta take out the experimental. Gonna do more damage than the bricks. Just kind of how it works. Monkey Lord is suffering. In the north, T1 spam online, trying to just drive the Percy's back. T2 Naval Headquarters is online and kicking, and T1 spam is on the cards. And they're engaging, and they're getting in. It is a nice counter to Percy's because they're designed for higher HP units. If you can get a lot of spam out there, it can't be enough. But unfortunately, Gabba Gabba has lost most of his fire base up here, so he's just slowly being pushed back. Airlock, I guess, happened for a little bit here for Team 2. Nuke Silo is done for Umbra. And it's right here in the mix of a decent amount of P-Gens, so that's going to load decently quickly. That might not be great here for Team 1, of course. They probably don't know about it. No, they don't know about it. No. Again, something to be worried about in the casting department. Just want to make sure that I'm keeping track of stuff. Cruiser missiles are outbound for this position still. Team D slowly being built. More shields getting deployed. That should be enough. But I think Gabba Gabba... I think he's going to lose that position eventually. I think. He might have enough build power to support it, but it's not going to be great by any means. In the southeast, Drimmer still hanging out. He has Torpedo, Cloaking, and T2 on board. So unless Team 2 has any sort of Omni devices or units nearby, they are not going to see him. 2 Omnis in the middle here for him, for Team 1's Habibi. I do like the redundancy. That is great to see. One's underneath shield coverage. One of them is a little bit further in the middle. So essentially the best of both worlds. You have a backup. And it's pretty much in the middle. And one's underneath shield coverage. So the best of 3 worlds. There you go. Team D, just not really enough. We'll see if Team 2 builds more cruisers, which he's currently not, but we'll see. I think he's more focused on loading that nuke than anything else. I'm just thinking about what else Team 2 can do or Team 1 can do. Monkey v Monkey. Monkey is severely wounded. A lot of more bricks here for Team 2, though. So based on the numbers, those destroyers, those probably are a point of contention here for Team 2's the Doctor, so he's probably going to focus that first. No. Trying to go after the Monkey. Monkey is at 1 star, so not a huge amount of hit points more, but a decent portion. Bricks are slowly coming to engage. There is a couple of destroyers that have already been taken out by the brick insurgency forces. The Monkey has been driven away. The bricks now fully engage those naval forces. Some of them will not be able to be reached by those main cannons. They have to be taken out by torpedoes. Monkey v Monkey. Monkey has been severely depleted of hit points, though. That's exactly what Drimmer wanted. He wanted an easy fight, get some veterancy for the Monkey. But T3 gunships inbound. Oof. Not good, because they're going to wipe the Navy here. Taking out the cruisers, taking out all the AA, taking out everything that can shoot at them. ASF fight happens over the top. But Team 2 just has way more ASFs. A couple of gunships maybe were taken out in that incursion, in that engagement, but I couldn't tell how many actually died. Monkey's on full retreat still. And I think it might just turn around and just face the music. There's a lot of bricks here, so that's going to not be a one-tap, but it's going to be pretty close to a one-tap. Gunship's going for another attack, but not that many of them now. In the north, Fat Boy online. Another T2 Naval Headquarters just in case. So especially in a position like this, definitely worth going for a backup. Lots of cruisers and spam frigates. Lots of those online. How's the nuke loading in the south? Almost done. So that should be loaded and fired here shortly. In the east, Break Force driven off the Monkey once again. Monkey just cannot catch a break this game. Team 1's Drimmer did lose essentially most of his navy. He still has the facility, which is the main point. You can still produce more units if you actually have a facility to produce them with. Another nuke built here by Team 2. Satellite built by Team 2. Another nuke going to be built by Taffy. So that's not great here for Team 1. Where's that other nuke? Oh, does it say nuke silo started? Oh, starting nuke construction. Apologies. I keep thinking that says nuke construction done. So soon to be 2 nukes. And targeting the air grid. No shields. Ooh, that's not great. Not great here for Habibi. Habibi, that P-gen goes down. It's just going to cascade. Not going to be a good day. Team 1's Gava Gava still holding that position, but you know, it's just one of those things where there's only so much you can do. There's going to be enough shots inbound that the Team D just cannot keep up. There's a Fat Boy, of course, just sitting over there, just hanging out, dealing with the Team 1 spam. And here comes the Brick Forest. Drimmer is retreating. Does have cloaking, of course. I don't think Team 2 can see him. No, Team 2 can't see him, so. And with the fast-paced nature of the game, I'm assuming the Doctor's like over here doing stuff and over here doing stuff, so he's not really focusing on the footsteps. If it was cloaking, that'd be, sorry, laser would be a completely different story. T2 Naval Headquarters is now knocked out. Not looking good for Drimmer. He almost has a crab online, which will definitely help out. But he's going to get a lot of free damage done by that cloaking comm. I was going to say cloaking laser comm, but he doesn't have a laser. Crab is in the works here for Team 2. Artillery construction is done for Drimmer. That's what he's been working on for a while now. And Nuke is outbound. Now, is it going for Drimmer? Is it going for Gava Gava? It's going for Gava Gava's position. He's producing a chicken there. That's going to hurt. Air grid is gone. T3 Air Headquarters is still alive, but again, not great. And Mass Fab Farms to the north. Chicken inbound here for the Navy. And that's going to be stopped eventually, but I think at least one of the facilities is going to be knocked out. Here comes the nuke. Going to land. Kill off a couple of mexes. Kaboom! Kills off 4 mexes, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 mexes. Almost killed off a 5th. Took out the chicken that was being built. Crab still is... No, crab still. Brick still inbound. And they're not going to get to that artillery piece, but it's going to be a little close. T1 bombers overhead. There's going to be 2 more brick. Oh, 3 more bricks. Okay, there goes that brick. Looks like they're targeting some of the hives. They're going to take out some of them. I mean, it's not the end of the world. They'll lose a couple of hives. It's better than losing a couple P-gens for that artillery piece, though. Looks like the air grid has been targeted. Nuke, of course, will be scouted for, I would assume, here shortly, if not now. Oh, no, they already know about it. Never mind. Already know about it. Second nuke is done. Of course, is loading as we speak. And Fat Boy has been started once again. Chicken is in the water. It's not being shot at, so that's something. But the headquarters is still alive. The base, it's barely holding on. And gunships running around. Satellite over top. This is not going well. We do see artillery. I mean, there is some shield coverage, and they're getting more, so it's not like it's completely unguarded. So that is something. But the game is, like, the action is starting to kind of slow down a little bit. Gunships inbound. Oh, no. And that T3 artillery position is not going to feel good. Satellites coming in. Love the assist there. Facility being reclaimed to prevent the cascading. Now the SMD is being targeted. I do like that. I mean, to some degree, where he went for the immediate threat. He could have gone for the SMD, which, I mean, to be fair, probably would have been the better option. But just in case if you're going to pick something that is currently shooting at you, and then you could take it out if you have enough time, I would definitely take the guaranteed. Like, okay, he's not shooting at me anymore. I can build up more defenses or try to counter it. We do see Drimmer has now been spotted by Team 2. Oh, they lost sight on him for a brief moment. One monkey, one crab. Is that monkey still alive over here? No, I don't think so. Monkey charging the crab. Crab is going to just probably get eaten. Not the crab, but monkey's going to get eaten alive. Crab will get a little bit of efficiency, if not enough, to get him to 1 star. Overcharge comes in. That's not helping things from Drimmer. Drimmer's in the yellow, but he's not being spotted at the current moment. That's what they can see. Will Nuke first, says Taffy. Don't know what comments he's talking about, but... Team 1 still win this game, but man, they are hurting. Air grid is down. It's being re-expanded upon as I speak, but it's currently down. Team 1 hasn't really had air that much this game anyways, so it's not really been helping them out. Air grid's still protected here for Team 2. Couple of shots, but now that the artillery is dead, it's not really a worrisome thing. Nuke is almost loaded. Nuke is almost loaded, so Team 2 is going to have dual nukes here shortly. Satellite over top, second satellite over top, and just not a great day. And now we see the focus on Team 1's Drimmer at this point. Nuke is outbound from him. He's going for the fire. He's just like, I'm just tired of that fire base. The comm's moving, but that fire base is dead. So that will allow another nuke to be placed somewhere else. SMD is loaded, so they'll have to wait to go there. Oh, and kaboom! Takes out that position. But again, most of the cruisers are dead. Actually, all of them are dead. So it's kind of a moot point at this point. But land is coming in, and a chicken still alive at 2-star veterancy, moving in to intercept the fat boy. That's not going to feel good for the fat boy, not the chicken. The fat boy's not going to feel good. And we do see Drimmer is holding on. That SMD definitely needs to be protected at all costs for him. His artillery is now rebuilt. That was pretty quick. That it was rebuilt. He's retasked onto that nuke from, I would assume, Umbra, but he could go after the Stone Anger from Taffy. I just think going for the air grid as a 2-for-1 combo is probably more worth it. We do see, again, the chicken was able to counter the monkey lord, the fat boy. There was a monkey lord at some point over here, but it's dead, so... There's that. Titans moving in, going after the spam. I do like the shake up there for Taffy. He's pumping in a lot of Team 1 spam. I got to counter something that fires faster. They're going for that. Continuing on in the east. Again, that artillery now actually going after Taffy's position. Ooh, his SMD's almost down. We will see. Ooh, T3 land headquarters. That's not great. Don't want to lose that. Not being able to produce Perseus or Titans. Not a great scenario to be in. You do see spy planes inbound to get some view on what's going on. Drimmer still in it. He's still kicking. Team 2's Eco 2.1. Team 1's 1.1, so not that far behind. Gunships annihilate that SMD. That's not great because that was Team 1. Oh, there's another SMD here. It's not loaded, but Team 2 doesn't know that, and they're going for it anyways. Because why would you not? But the AA is enough, and it protects the SMD, though it's probably going to be an attempt. Because if, at this point, there's not that many SMDs on the field. There's this one, and there's that one. Nuke is outbound. It's gonna be fun. I think the one from Drimmer might clip it. Oh, no, it's a little bit further over to the west, so it's going to be fine. This SMD, of course, is not loaded. That's another air grid that's going to go down. Team 1's just not having any luck in air today. And it's going to hit the headquarters. Ooh, that's going to hurt. And wait for it. Kaboom! Takes out the air headquarters, takes out a chunk of the part of the air grid. Team 1 is now locked out of air, at least for Habibi for a little bit. Still, I will admit, nobody has died. 44 minutes on the clock. I don't know if we'll make it for a game that nobody dies in, because especially in ladder matches, and especially for Cyberns, you might as well have a Telemazer in there at some point, because why not? Gaba Gaba relatively being ignored here, but I think the focus is on more mexes and stuff rather than just the comm. Comm almost at 5-star vet at T2 engineering suite, advanced nano and gun. If I can actually speak correctly. More mexes being sniped though. That's not great for Team 1's eco. Second artillery piece has been started by Drimmer, getting more shields. Love to see that. And artillery raining in. Kills that off. Just, again, trying to just take out whatever they can. Not going after the Nuke. It's understandable. He only has one artillery piece. It's not going to pierce that amount of shielding. Wants to take something out. SMD is down. Oh, nope, it's over here. SMD not down. Bug being started by Doctor, though. The headquarters, though, is down for the Doctor, so a little bit slow on the expansionary ground forces. Drimmer... they can't see me. They can't see me. They can't see me. They can't see me. Look at this. I'm blending in. Oh, that's just funny. Just, you can't see me. And Fat Boy to the north. Gaba Gaba sitting next to some P-Gens. Definitely not a good place to stand, but he's a little bit farther away, getting more PD. Another nuke is outbound. SMD is loaded, so that nuke will be shot down. I think that's the first nuke of the game that's shot down, I think. There's a new SMD here. It's being spam loaded as we speak. T1 bombers over the top, but like I said, I just don't know if Team 1 has enough in the tank. There's a... No, the shields are down. Ooh, the shields are being upgraded. P-Gen is almost down. If that goes down, that is not great. It'll take out a ton. Oh, P-Gen gets reclaimed anyway, so it doesn't even matter. And it does get upgraded to ED5, so a little bit more extra coverage there. Looks like it's a snipe attempt on the Doctor's comm. I think that's Drimmer's idea of trying to just get a little bit ahead in this game is snipe the comm. Comm's like, okay, fine, I'll go back to this position. He's just walking back and forth between the two shield positions. Fat Boy's still reining in. Team 2 done a very good job of just constantly just not letting off the gas. They went for, not super big boat, but decent big boat in water. And another nuke outbound from Team 2. It's going straight down the middle. SMD will maybe be loaded in time. SMD, it's close. That one's probably not going to be loaded. It is a smaller map, so it doesn't take as long to get to the other side of the map. It's going straight for this position, I believe. Or it's going to hit a little bit shorter. It is going to hit a little bit shorter, which will be great for Gaba Gaba, but his SMD is not going to be happy about that. Kaboom! And it takes out some bombers in the process as well. So that was so close. It's a BB. I mean, yeah, he could have gone all the way to that mass fat producing farm over here to the north and knocked out all the eco, but really wanted to make sure that SMD was dead. Looks like Drimmer's being shot at once again over here. Looks like they might try to be following him, ground firing him. He dropped into their... Ooh, he's not looking good. Do they see? There's no way they can see him because those would be direct impacts, not AoE splashes. Oh, 3,000 hit points. Bug is inbound. Bug is dead. Ooh, that's got to be rough. Another artillery piece. Man, Drimmer's not giving up on that artillery, is he? No, that's not artillery. That's a monkey lord. Excuse me. Oh, Drimmer. There's no way he's been spotted. No. Oh, he's been spotted just briefly. Oh, he's right next to a P-Gen that's being repaired. Oh, Drimmer's being lasered. One more shot. Oh, there goes first kill of the game. 49 minutes. And that is definitely going to be the beginning of the end for Team 1. Air, of course, has been in Team 2's hands for a very long time. Team 2 has two nukes. Team 1 has one artillery piece, but it's probably going to be dead here shortly. Air grid still somewhat alive and kicking, but huge section of their base for Gaba Gaba specifically is just knocked out. There goes the artillery. That's not going to last much longer. It's just going to be the end of the world. And then Gava Gava just recalls. So we almost had a game where no one died. Literally 1 second sooner would have been 50 minutes even. But MVP for me, I mean, I don't think I really have one for Team 2. They all did very well. Obviously, you know, it's essentially a combination of pressure from the north, taking out Drimmer, you know, the nukes, the pressure on land on both sides of things. So there really isn't really one stand-outish player. But let me know down in the comments if you have a pick. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one.